Hi everyone, good evening. Hi, my name is Sharon. I'm 15 years old and I started programming when I was 11 years old. I have worked with Java, C, and many other programming languages. I have created an artificial intelligence which is named Jarvis using Python. I have also my own company which is called KS. Also, I run two YouTube channels. One is Explore the Fun. You can check it out in YouTube. I also have a second YouTube channel for my company. Below are my social links. If you want, you can check them. So let's get started with our session. Before we start, I'd like to say one thing. At the end, there is going to be a Q&A section. So if you have any doubts, you can ask there. Also, if you there is a special quiz section at the end, and the winner is going to get a special gift. Also, because no one should go empty-handed, I'm giving gifts to everyone who has participated in today's event. So let's start by seeing what is our today's agenda. So we are going to start by understanding our problem. I'm going to tell you what is our problem, and then I'm going to introduce you to Bolt IoT. Then introduction to Python as well as Raspberry Pi. Bolt IoT, Python, and Raspberry Pi are important components of our project. Then we are going to see the ways we can encounter our problem, required components. Then we are going to start building our Python program. Then we will do hardware connections. Then I will give you information about push bullet. Then, as I told, there is going to be a quiz section at last. So let's get started by understanding our project. So dehydration may not seem like a big problem, but trust me, if it is ignored, it can cause problems like heat stroke, low blood volume, kidney failure, and those problems lead to another problem. So we should really pay attention to this. Now, the project we are going to make is not only for dehydration, we can use it for many topics, like remind it can remind us to take medicine on time. If you're someone who needs to take medicine at specific time, it can just tell you, it will send you a text on your mobile, it will also buzz so that you know it's time for your medicine. It is also going to help us to remind us events, different tasks, and it can also act as an alarm clock. Now let's start by, let me introduce you to Bolt IoT. Now most of you, I think so, know Bolt IoT, right?
Yes,
Yes. So I have actually launched a poll. If all of you can answer, we will know how many of people do know Bolt IoT and how many have don't know what is it. Okay, so some people here do not know what is Bolt IoT. So let me just explain you in short what is Bolt IoT. Bolt IoT is just simply like Arduino, which is a microcontroller with the power of internet. Bolt IoT is a small device which can do a lot. I really love it because it has huge community, it is easy to learn, and also most importantly it is cheaper and a lot flexible. You can build so many projects using Bolt. Now, how many of people do know Python?
I am aware of.
Okay, so most of the people are aware of Python and most of the people said they're intermediate. So I don't think so I need to go in deep, but some people don't know what it is, so I will just give a short. Python is simply a programming language. Now, Python programming language is very powerful. It is very simple to learn and it uses commands which you use in English, and it has very simple syntax. Now, Python is used in many applications like AI, machine learning, operating systems, mobile application developments, etc. So let me just take you to Repellate IO. Now, does anyone think that you cannot code Python in Google or Chrome, or you require a laptop for Python?
no, we can launch it anywhere.
Yes, right. So if everyone can go to Replit.io who are using laptops, they can simply just create their account using Replit where they can run Python program. Now, Replit is not very powerful, but I recommend using it if you are just a beginner. So the project we are going to create, before that, I'm just going to explain some basic some basic functions and the syntaxes which we are going to use. If you just hit new REPL and I'm going to name my REPL Python, you will be greeted with a window like this. So as most of know what is Python, they should be aware with variables and functions and if statements. So if anyone is not, please say.
Can you repeat?
If anyone is not aware about variables, functions, if and while loop and if statements.
No, I'm aware.
Okay, good. So let me just show you one module which is called time. This is a very important module we are going to use in our program. Now, to install any module, you need to go to your console and hit pip install the module name. Okay, so I just gave an example here. Time is usually installed in our Python. So I just showed you this, but I'm not going to use Replit as it is web-based. I'm going to use something called PyCharm. PyCharm is an interpreter for Python, which is very useful and it is very powerful. You can just go to jetbrains.com/PyCharm to download it. I have installed it, so let me just open. Okay, for some unknown reasons, I'm not able to start my PyCharm. So I will just show you in Replit. The process is same using this or any other Python interpreter like Visual Studio Code or any other thing. So I don't, if you know time, it's good. But if you don't know, I will just tell you, we are just going to focus on one of its module, which is time dot sleep. Now, what this does is very simple. It just stops your program for a certain amount of specified time. For example, if I just hit print hello, and I will just remove this, I will just copy this and paste it here. Now the program is going to run and it is going to print hello again in no time. But if I use my module time.sleep, the program is going to stop for the given time, which is 2. This is not minutes, this is in seconds. So as you can see, the hello is printed. After 2 seconds, another hello is going to be printed. This will be useful as when we are sending a message to our phone, we want precision. If we send a message now, we want the program to stop for 10 seconds and send it again. Now, I think so most of you know what is Bolt library. If anyone doesn't know, it is a library used for Bolt in order to communicate with Bolt. Let me just show you. In order to import Bolt, you are going to hit import BOLT Bolt IoT Bolt. Now, Bolt IoT is not pre-installed, so you may be required to install it. There you go. And the package manager will automatically install Bolt IoT into your PC. Now, in order to communicate with Bolt, you will require two important things. That's your device ID and your API key. To get your device ID and API key, you need to go to Bolt Cloud. You need to go to your device. And here is your device number. You can just copy this and keep it with you. We are going to create a variable called device ID equals to our device ID, then API. If you just go to your boltiotcloud.com, you can go to API section and create. If you have created a API key, it should be shown here. If you have not, you can just hit generate new API key and you can see this. Do not share API key with anyone. But I'm going to show you this API key as I will delete it as soon as this presentation is over. You are just going to create another string with your API key in it. Then you are going to create one more. You are going to create something called my bolt. That's a variable. you're going to create a tuple. Then we are going to put two values in here. One is our device ID and second is our API key. Now, what will this help if we want to send any signal or anything in order for our bolt to work? Like if we want to start a buzzer or turn on a LED, we are going to write my bolt dot digital, right? We are going to specify the pin number. Now I will show you Bolt IoT. If everyone can view, I have logged in with my another account. I have logged in with another account. I think so everyone can see it. It's called Sharon Showcase. Can everyone view it?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So these are the pins on our Bolt device. There are usually, sorry, the one we are going to use is the number 0, which is if you hold your Bolt device like this, it is to your left side, fourth pin. Now I have connected pin 0 to a breadboard, which is connected to a LED and a buzzer. I have also connected a GND, which is negative, to our buzzer. Now we are going to start the buzzer right now. So we are going to specify the pin number, which is 0, and we are going to hit comma and the voltage. Now there are two voltages, high, which is for on, and low, which is for off. Now you can also control the power it is going, but in order to do that, you will be required to do something called analog write, which is pin number A0. But currently we are using 0, hence we are going to use digital write. And the command to put high voltage is high, HIGH. So if I just hit enter, this is going to work. Now, if you can hear the buzzing sound, and I'm also showcasing it, you should be, my LED has turned on and the buzzer has also started ringing. I will just turn off the buzzer right now. So that is how we are going to send signals to our Bolt IoT, sorry, Bolt device. Now, let me explain you Raspberry Pi. Okay. So this is a Raspberry Pi. Raspberry Pi basically is a small computer. It's just a normal computer, miniaturized, and it can run any operating system. Raspberry Pi is very useful as it is not as costly as to a laptop, still running all the application. My Raspberry Pi has a 8 GB RAM. We are going to use this to run our Python program 24/7. Now, a Raspberry Pi also has a SD card, as I'm showing you here. I'm using a 32 GB SD card, but you can also use a 8 GB SD card, which works just fine. Now, let's start by encountering our problem. Now, in order to encounter our problem, we are going to create a Python program which is going to run 24/7. To do this, we have many routes. For example, we can run our local server like this, or we can use DigitalOcean or AWS. The one which I'm going to show is to run a local server, but rest everything is just same as used in DigitalOcean. Now, what is the use of Raspberry Pi? Well, maybe it's a little bit costly, but it's just one-time investment as well as it's more safe. Because when we are using DigitalOcean, it is simply renting someone else's laptop in another place which they can afford to run 24/7. And because it is from another laptop, I think it is a bit less safe. As Raspberry Pi runs at our home, if you can only afford to run it, please do it, because running a server takes a lot of cost. Now I have a server at home. I run it 24/7 because a lot of things go on in this Raspberry Pi. So let's start by knowing what are the required components. So we will be requiring PyCharm or Replit. PyCharm, as I told you, is a editor. Sorry, yes, editor. and Replit is an interpreter. You can use either of them. We will require push bullet app. Now, what is push bullet? I'm going to tell you. We will be requiring Bolt ID, Bolt API, which I have shown you what it is. We are also going to require push bullet API, which I will show you very soon. Now, in hardware, we are going to require Raspberry Pi, Bolt IoT, a buzzer, LED, and some jumper wire. Now, this is the hardware connection we are going to do. I hope all of you have their bolts with them.
Okay, so we should also get them.
Can you repeat?
So should we also get those components?
I mean, if you want, you can follow along, or if not, you can just look at this now and a recording will be shared. You can view the recording and follow along. Okay, so let's
Okay.
start by creating our program. Okay, so let's start by creating our program. We are going to import some libraries, one of which is called datetime. I'm going to explain what does this does and what is its use in our program very soon. We're also going to require time and our bolt library. Just give me one second. Okay. Now here onwards, we are going to create a function called alarm, which is going to turn on and off our thin zero on our bolt IoT. For that, we are going to write there alarm. Then
Can you
we
show
are
first two lines, please?
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So simply then we are just going to copy paste this function. Now you are required to put a tab space in order as a Python works using indentation. Now we are going to turn on and off our Bolt IoT. So the next value will be low. Now here we will use our uh, time library as we need to create a short span of time before we turn it off, or it will be just like on off. We don't want that. We want it to on for a second and then go off. So we will use time dot sleep. I'm going to put 2, you can put anything, and then simply just copy this and paste it in here. Now, what this will do is it is going to turn on pin number 0 for 2 seconds. Then it is going to turn on it for 2 seconds. It is going to turn it off for 2 seconds. But let's keep it 1. Then it is again going to turn it on, and again it is going to turn it off, as this will repeat. Now, we are going to check the time. As I told you, the hydration reminder works in this way. Every single hour, it is going to tell us to drink water. For this, we are required to know what is the time. For that, we are going to use our date time library. As this process will run 24/7, we are going to use a while loop. So we'll write while true. Then, in order to know what is the current time, we are first going to create a a variable called current time, which is going to equal to date time, our library, date time dot date time dot now. This is going to tell what is the current time. Then we are going to print what is the time. So we know the current time, but actually current time is divided into five main parts, which is milliseconds, microseconds, seconds, hour, and minute. So we are going to structure it in a way which it will print from hour, minute, and then second. To do that, we are going to write current time dot hour. Then we are going to use a comma. Then current time dot minute. Then again current time dot second. Okay. So what this will do, this is going to print what is the current time into our console or shell. So we will be knowing what is the current time. Now we are going to use this knowledge to create if statement, but before that, let's just give it a time dot sleep for a second, because every time the program will run, it for example, the current time it is going to show 5 hours, 3 minutes, 23 seconds. It will continuously show that at least 3 times, because program can run 100 times in a second. We do not want that. We want the program to run once every second. That's why we are going to use something called time dot sleep. Now, there are many ways you can encounter this problem. What we want exactly is we want to create a list of hours. For example, it's morning 7 o'clock till evening 7 o'clock. That's 12 hours. Now, I can simply just do time dot sleep 16, 300 3600, which will stop the code for 1 hour. But that's not really good method, as if we are running something else in this Python program, it will not check every second. It will just check once, then it will stop 1 hour. But we do not want that. So we are going to create a list which is going to be called water reminder timer. There, there you go, water reminder timer. Then we are just going to create a list in which the timings which we want the program to remind us. It could be, for example, 3 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock, and 5, 6. It's your choice. But remember, this works in 24-hour clock. For example, 12, sorry, 15 hours would be 3 p.m. Now, as I told you, this can be used in a lot of scenarios. Like, for example, I want this program for me to remind for an event which is tomorrow 5 o'clock or today 5 o'clock, or it could be a school class. We all have online sessions, right? So at a specific time, we can tell it at this time, give me alarm. So for that, I'm just going to write my event. Remember, all these variable names are variable, they can change. You can put anything there. And I'm also going to create a list, which, for example, I have an event at 4 o'clock. So I will just hit 4 o'clock. And now we are going to check the time. To check the time, we are going to use if statement. Then current time dot hour. There you go. And what we want to do is the current time is in our water reminder timer. We want the program to run. For that, what we are going to do is current time dot hour. For example, current time dot hour is 3. Keep that in mind. Now then we are going to write in our water reminder time. I'm just going to copy paste it here. So what this will do, this is going to check what is the current time, that is 3 o'clock, and then it is going to go here and see, okay, we are calling this variable, so it will check in here. If it is 3, the program will go on. And also we are going to check the current time, sorry, current minute, because we can precise it to go in a minute. For example, I have worked till 3:23. So I don't want it to buzz at 3:23, as it will disturb my work. So I can choose the time to be, for example, 3:25. For that, we are going to check current time dot minute. Now, this is going to check what is the exact minute. That could be, for example, 20 or 30. We want I want it to buzz at 00 or 0. There you go. Now, as soon as it is going to start, check the time, and if the time is found in our water reminder timer, we want it to alarm. Now, as soon as this will go on from here, it is going to check this and this. If the values are true, it is going to go here and it is going to see this alarm. Then it is going to go up and run this program, which is going to start buzzing our bolt. Now, we also want the time to print. We are printing the time just for a reference. Actually, I'm going to close this program right now because while I'm explaining, this is going to be a little bit of problem. You can just comment it out. In order to comment out any kind of program, you can just use hashtag. There you go. Now the interpreter will not read this. Now I'm just turning it off because while explaining if the buzzer goes on and off, it is going to be a tough problem. Now we are going to print what is the current time dot hour. There you go. So it is as simple as this. We are just going to put one last thing before we close this, time dot sleep. And I'm going to put it for 60. Now, as I explained what does time dot sleep, can anyone tell me why did I put sleep for 60 seconds?
For stopping the execution for 1 second.
No, if we don't put 60 seconds, then it will repeat for 60 seconds as condition will be satisfied for whole for 60 seconds, as the mate will change only after 60 seconds.
Yes, exactly, correct. Perfect. Very good. Now, as this is completed, now I can just, create one more, I will just copy this and I will just paste it here. Now, why did I did that? Because we also have my event, which is also a variable. Now, my event, I'm going to create a different if statement to check if the time is my event. Simple. I will just use my event variable, Control C and Control V. Now, as I told you, I can change my events time also, but I'm just for reference going to put it for equals to 0. And there you go. Our program is complete. I mean, our half program is complete. So this should get you till the basics. As soon as the timer will hit the exact time, it is going to start. I will just run this once. So as you can see, this has started running. It's actually showing the wrong time, 13:3:42. The correct time is 18:32. The reason for it because the Repellent server, which I don't think so is in India, has that time. So remember, whenever you are going to run this current time.r, it is going to see your server's timer or the device you are using. So that is why it is showing that. So, but we can confirm that our program works. Let me just clear this out. Okay. Now, this is our half part of the program. Now we are going to use something which I told in start push bullet. Now this will only buzz, but we don't want just that. We would also like a small message like it's time to drink or anything to come at our phone. For this, we are going to use push bullet. There you go. Now, what is push bullet? Push bullet is a SMS message. Sorry, push bullet is actually a software which allows you to send messages, files, and different types of data actually to all of your phones. For example, if I have a push bullet installed on my phone and this is my second phone and the laptop I'm using, if I send a message in my laptop, it will be also sent to other two devices. We are going to use push bullet is free. That's why we are going to use this. You can send unlimited text and unlimited files, but there is only one thing, there is a API limit. As Bold IoT also has a API limit, we can only send some messages at certain time, like I think so it's 40 messages per minute, but we only require 2 or 3, so it's completely useful. Now, in order to use push bullet, we are going to go to Google. Let me give me a second. There you go. Now, as soon as I'm going to okay. So as soon as I have gone to pushbullet.com, I am greeted with this. You can just sign in. You can sign in with your Google or Facebook account. I'm going to use Google. There you go, Sharon. Now, as soon as you are signed, you should be greeted with this window. And this, we are not going to do all of these steps, but we are going to do two major steps, which is set up your phone, which simply we are going to install Pushbullet on our mobile because we want push notifications on our mobile. For that, you can just go to Google Play Store. So as you can see here, I think so this my phone is visible. This is the Pushbullet app. You can just download it as simple as that, and Pushbullet is installed in your mobile. I have pre-installed it, so let me just go to Pushbullet. Okay, I'll show that in a minute. Okay, so you can just install Pushbullet on your mobile. Then you can also install it in your in your laptop. If this does not work, because sometimes this does not work, you can just go here, hit Pushbullet, download. Then this is going to show you this. Sorry. Then you can just go here and download it. Okay. So after that, we can forget all of this. We need to go to settings. Then we need to get the push bullets API. Does anyone does not know what is a API? Okay, so everyone knows the API. Good. So API is just called access token. Here you can just hit create access token and just copy this. And we are going to use this in order to communicate with our push bullet. Now let me just show you. If you go to devices, sorry, if you just go to people, it can show me that there are two people, Xiaomi Redmi Note 5 and my desktop. If I just send a message here, it will also be sent on my phone. Okay, sorry for inconvenience. Okay, so in order to, we are going to add push bullet to our code. Now, you will not be able to find a code, most probably because the code which I'm going to show you is kind of duplicated. It is hard to find on in sorry anywhere. So I will just put it in the chat box. Okay, I have just sent it in the chat box. You can just copy and paste it in a notepad or somewhere else. Okay, so the as I told you, the code I'm going to show is a little bit deprecated. That's why you will not be able to find it in Pushbullet's document, which is this Pushbullet API document. They have shown a different method, but the method which I'm going to show is a little bit easier, I suppose. You can also use this, but I'm not going to show this one. Okay, in order to use Pushbullet, we will be required to use two more imports. One is called JSON. You do not need to worry, or you do not need to understand this imports. You can just copy paste it. I will just show you what messages you can defer. And the second one is called request. Okay, so I am not sure if this is pre-installed. Let me just go here. Okay, sorry, a small spelling mistake. There you go. This should install our request. Okay, I think so it's pre-installed in the browser. Okay. Now I'm just going to paste the code here. Now I am not going to explain this whole code as this will take a long time, but I will just explain a small part of it, which is more than enough. So I will just simply tell what does this code does. This code is simply going to communicate with our specific API key, and then it is going to go to our account and tell our push bullet to send this specific message. Now, as you can see, here is our access token. I already have this access token. You need to paste your own access token here. You will be required to change this. Rest all you can just keep it similar. Now, what we are going to do is create one more variable, which is going to be called send. So what this variable will be doing is, whenever we will call this variable, it is going to send two things: one, title, and second, body. Title and body are simple inputs. Title and body are as simple as, like, when we use write a mail, we have something called title, which is the main title, and something we have body, which we write in brief what we want to say. So for that, we are just going to go here, hit send notification, send notification via push bullet. There you go. That should do it. Now, in our while statement, I'm going to go here and call our variable send. Now I'm just going to use brackets. Then I'm going to write our title. Our first is usually the title, as you can also see here. Now I want the title to be time to hydrate. And we are going to put a body in which you can write in brief what you want to say. It's not compulsory, but I'm just going to write, please hydrate. You can write your own message here. I'm just going to copy this here also. I'm just going to change the message here. I want the message to time for the event. For event. And times up. There you go. Now this should completely work if I just run the program, but there is only one small thing. I'm unsure what is the time in my server. So let me just check it once. I will just run the program. It is going to show me what is the time. So in their time, the time is 13, 15, and 38. So we are only going to care about this 2 units, because this is hour and this is minute. So we are currently, I'm just adding here 13, because in order to connect with there. Now I'm just going to remove checking our minute. Okay. So if I run the program once again, this should work, and I should get a message on my push bullet app, which I have here, as well as my laptop. So this is my app here. So let me just run it. Okay, so as you can see, it has told complete sending, and as you can see, it has shown time to hydrate. And also the buzzer is going to ring, but I have just turned it off for now, as I told you. Now this program is completed. Now we can do a lot more in this. This is just the basic program. This is like the structure which I have given you. I will also be sending the whole code right now. Give me a minute. So I am telling, this is just a small part of a huge thing. You can even create a website for this, where you can just go there and set up some reminders. You can also create GUI or GUI, so that we do not need to change the code again and again. We can also add it to website, and we can even do things like add it. Sorry, we can even do things like tell it, I want 3rd of November. Tell me to do this 3rd of November, and it will remember that. We can also create something like, tell it to send me a daily joke, or like that. Like just like Google. Now I'm going to show you how I'm going to do this 24/7. Now I think some people must have Raspberry Pis at their home. Can anyone say anyone has Raspberry Pi?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So I'm going to connect to my Raspberry Pi because Raspberry Pi does not have a display or a screen. So in order to connect to Raspberry Pi, I will be using VNC Viewer. This whole step is available in YouTube. You can check it there. I will be also uploading this whole recording and also a specific recording. Sorry. Okay, I forgot to turn off my program. There we go. Okay, so I should be able to go here and connect to my Raspberry Pi. Okay, so as you can see, this is my Raspberry Pi. I hope everyone can view my Raspberry Pi. Okay, so I have this folder called Python reminder. I can just open my reminder.py, go here and open this using Genie. Now you do not need to worry about any of this. I'm just showing you my another laptop. This is Linux system. That's why this is showing a little bit different. This is just a normal editor. Now here I can just run my program 24/7. I will just hit run. Now as you can see, this program has started to work. This program is just not sending me any messages because here I have not edited. This is my previous file. So if I just go here and remove my time, there you go. Now this should work. There you go. So it is going to show us time to hydrate and then it is going to stop for 60 seconds. It has also sent us what is the correct time. The current time is 18, which is accurate. Okay, so I can just start this program and keep it on going and going and going forever. This is one way to run this, or else you can just go here, go to Google and hit DigitalOcean. Now this is DigitalOcean's website. You will be required to pay a monthly fee. I think so. Those who have completed their Bolt training courses should have their accounts at DigitalOcean, as Bolt IoT have presented us with some amount of free DigitalOcean credit. So we can just sign in. I'm not going to show the whole procedure, but simply we can just copy our code and paste it in here and we will be able to run our code 24/7. You can also use something called pythonanywhere.com. This is also same, but this does not take any kind of extra money. This is free. I mean, the free account is free, but I really do not trust this very much. But if you think there is no personal information or anything like that, you can give this a try also. Now guys, one more thing, there is going to be a competition. I will not be able to see any of your project personally, so I'm holding a competition and the winner will get a prize. So as you can see, take a picture or a video of your project. You can just improve it. As I told you, there are many ways. You can add a GUI, a website, or you can program it so it tells the exact day. You can do it with date time. Post it on Instagram and tag me at the rate explore the fun with a hashtag called challenge with Sharon. And I think so after 4-5 days I will just check all the projects and the winner will get a shout out on my Instagram as well as my YouTube channel. Now comes the Q&A section. If anyone has any doubts, you are free to ask.
I have no doubt in that Python coding.
Yes.
If you want it in minutes, then like we should write it in that seconds form, right? Like 3,600 seconds, such as, or we can set it as some digital way for minutes.
Not understand. You want the time not sleep, or you're telling to check the minute or hour?
Your voice is too low.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, quite better.
Yes. Just give me 1 second. Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So do you mean you are telling about the import time? Sorry, the time library or date time?
Time.
Just give me 1 second. Okay. I think so. You should be able to view my code here. So just tell me what's your problem.
Oh no, at the starting you had done that date time, that high after 2 seconds. That one I'm talking about.
Yes, right. No, No. This is not going to run continuously. This will only run once, as this is a function. Functions only run once.
Yes, I'm talking about that. You wrote no that print high, then like 2 seconds for waiting for 2 seconds and again print high. That one.
You mean a digital write height?
Yes. Over
Yes.
there, if you wanted it for like minutes, then what should we do?
You can just change it. I mean, like if you want to buzz this for minutes, you can just use multiply whatever minutes you want by 60. For example, you want 1 minute, just use 60.
Okay. So in the seconds form we should write. We cannot write like 1 MIN like that, right?
Yes, you cannot write in 1 hour. It only works in second form.
Oh, okay, okay. Thank you.
Any more doubts?
Can you send the code in the chat?
Yes, I am doing that. Actually, the as I told, give me 1 second. Actually, as I told you, everyone who has attended has a gift bag, which is my Google Drive file. So I am sending a link in Google Drive, which is which is called gift bag. So there is source code for the code I have shown, plus some extra source code too. Yes, winner prize. Yes. Okay, so everyone can view my screen, right?
Yes.
So the quiz is divided in two parts. Okay, code is, the quiz is divided into two parts. One is theory and one is code. So let's get started. Part one. Question: what is Python?
Like, should we answer?
Yes.
Okay, Python is a coding language used for like JavaScript.
Could I answer this?
Yes, you can.
Python is a programming language which is used to create high-level projects such as AI, and it is very user-friendly.
Correct.
Python is a general purpose programming language that you can use to develop web applications and backend applications and even desktop applications, even Android applications. So it is quite a huge library. It contains a very huge library so that you can cook in every area you want.
Exactly. All of your answers is right, but I think so. Can you give me something else about Python to choose one? Because this is going to be 100 points. The first question is 10 points. So can anyone tell me a little bit more?
Could I?
Yes, sure.
Python is an object-oriented programming language, and so it uses all the features given in OOPS, such as polymorphism, encapsulation, inheritance, and data abstraction, which is very useful in real-life scenarios.
Exactly. Anyone also want to try?
We can also introduce functional programming in Python along with object-oriented programming.
Okay. I'd like to give 10 points to please
It's Ritamanyu.
Ritamanyu. Sorry, if I pronounced it wrong. Okay, so
It's
the
okay.
first question goes to Ritamanyu. Now let's come to our next question. What is Raspberry Pi?
It is like a pocket computer, so you can install any OS you want to, and you can connect to it through any console like your desktop PC or laptop, so that you can upload your files, mount your whatever disk files you want onto it. So it will act as a server for you. So you just need to plug it to a power source, and it will be up and running.
Exactly, it's correct.
Could I tell?
Yeah, sure.
Raspberry Pi is like a small board used for connect many appliances.
Could I answer too?
Yes, sure.
Raspberry Pi is actually a server which is like a mini brain and has a multiple usage, and it can be the RAM memory can be extended to 16 GB, I guess, and which is very useful as you can connect multiple appliances, and it has high gigahertz speed, which is the CPU speed, which is also useful for fast response.
I would like
Can
to
I
add a
answer?
thing. I would like to add
Yes,
a thing.
yes, Millet.
Yeah. Okay, I will answer in a easy language. Generally, the Raspberry Pi is a series of low-cost programmable computer that includes a set of GPU pins that can be used to connect and control external electronic devices, and also to create Internet of Things solution, like something that.
Yes, correct also. Millet, you are going to say something?
Yes, I wanted to add that it can even like develop some apps.
Not quite. It's just like a laptop. You can do the same in laptop too. I would like to give this points to Suyesh and Upender. Okay, so that time is running. So let me just go a little bit quick. What is push bullet?
It is an app for pushing your notifications, so you can add whatever device you want to which you want to push notification, like your laptop, mobile. So it gives you some API like access tokens, so that you can set up your bearer token and call your API using that access token, so that whenever you want some event, whenever some event is triggered, you can send a notification.
Okay,
Okay,
Could
even I
I?
would like to tell.
Can I?
Pushbullet is
of
a
course.
application used for event reminders, etc., or any important task or work at the day or continuously throughout the week. And it also gives a separate code which can also be used to like connect or link things in Pushbullet.
Push bullet is actually a web application which allows the programmer to send notification to various devices within connected to a main account.
That good for trying, but I'd like to give this marks to also to recommend. Okay, let's go on with our fourth and final question. This question is for 20 marks. So whoever will answer, please answer elaborately.
Our code works, so it's like you will be running it on a server, right? So on that server, you will be getting all the packages, all the API related to Python. You will be installing them, so you can access the Python code, which is developed from Python community. And so you are sending some API calls, right? So that is called some REST architecture. So you will be hitting some APIs like a push bullet and a bolt IoT or a Raspberry Pi. So using those APIs, it just simply sends commands so to whatever API, and it gets some response. So in our program, we didn't care about a response. We are just sending requests. So that way it works.
Okay,
Uh,
can anyone explain a little
yes,
bit in detail?
yes.
Even
Our
I would like
code we use three packages, which is datetime, time, and then we use also request, and we use the main package, which is the bold package, and with this, and then we had created a function called alarm, which is basically we on and off the light in the which is connected to the bolt IoT. Then a send function, which was for sending a notification through using push bullet, which contain JSONs and the send post and request, and it also had an option where, like, if the post is an error has occurred, then it will send a message which is an error occurred, and if it is a perfect post, then it will send a message the post is completed. And then we had used this in a while loop, which will run as the for the whole code, and we had created variables to store our favorite like our event time in hours, and even for like the reminder time, which is for hydrating, which was a list. And then we had used an if statement to check if the current time is in the list, and if it is, then we would call the function alarm and print um, the time in the console. Also, we would also call the send function, which will send a notification in your phone and laptop through push bullet. And then we also created one more if statement, which was to check if the time is matching our event time, and then it will also say do the same function to do an alarm, but here it was commented out. So basically, if it was not commented, it will call the functional alarm, which was or turning on and off the light, and then it will send a notification to a push bullet. And the most important factor is we had used time.sleep of 60 seconds, so that the if loop will only repeat for one time at the time.
Can I tell?
Yes,
I would like to tell.
yes, first 2 minutes. Just do it a little fast as the time is running.
Yes, a code works when there is a code. We write a code, the computer analyzes it, and we have to give certain commands with certain programmers, like programming languages like JavaScript, Python,
No,
etc.
this is not how does code work. This is like how does
Generally,
code work. Anyone wants to try?
yeah. Generally, all the code work in a same way. Like when we write a code, like something you tell in Python, like we write code like print hello world, then the code is compiled, which turn it into machine code the computer can understand. And after that, the computer execute the code and write hello world back to us in a simple language, like in 3 steps.
Just one thing. This is not how does a normal code work. This is how does our code function, as Rathamanyu and Upender told. So just for part 1, Rathamanyu has won with 50 points. And Milit, Upender and Suyash has 10 points. Okay, so moving on to part 2. Part 2, there you go. So this is code section. So
Can I?
Yes,
Answer is P is capitalized. It should be small.
So you have to,
And there is no semicolon.
strings are missing, like string codes.
Okay.
Yes, there is string.
Yes, the string codes are also missing.
Right. Rathamanyu, I'm giving you 10 more points. Let's go.
Here, the int I, it should be small, and here while a in the yes,
Assignment
yes, that's it. Declaring variable, and the commenting it should be hashtag, not slashes.
Okay, Rathamanyu, your answer is wrong. Anyone else?
Assignment statement is there for while loop, for while condition.
Anyone else want to try?
Int for int that I should be in a small letter, and the while condition ends with an colon with semicolon.
A double equals to 55, right? We have only A equals to.
Yes, correct. But it's still not yet correct.
Oh, can I retry then?
There will be double equal to.
It's an
infinite loop.
No, that's not a problem.
Yeah, because this condition A equals to 55 is by default true.
I mean, like still it's not.
If we ignore this int statement, the condition inside this while is by default true, and this loop will continue to run infinitely.
We cannot use assignment like statements in while. It should be condition.
Not quite yet right. I mean, all of your answers are right, but you're missing one important thing, that to declare a variable we do
declaring a variable is a command. So for command we use star.
Just one second. To declare a variable we do not write int in Python, because the Python is dynamically typed. We do not use int in it or any kind of. We just declare it defaultly. So this point does not go to anyone. Okay, next. What's wrong in this code? Just a little bit fast.
And is there? We need
and current underscore time my minute is equal to 00. We have to delete it.
Actually, there should be 2 equals to.
Yeah.
Okay.
2 equals.
And then this send that there should be comma after those
comma between strings.
Yes.
And
okay, still it's not completely right. So just let me tell you what we are missing. We are missing dot in current time dot hour. We are also, yes, as told, 2 equals to are required, and we are also missing a comma here. Okay, so this is the final question, and I will then announce the winner. So the final question is complete the code. Now, please do not everyone say at once. Yes, Start.
Daytime.now.
Okay.
If current time equals date time not now, then current time dot r in water reminder time.
Just 1 second. Let Upender completely tell his.
Okay.
You can go on.
If daytime.now and the current time equals to, that is, and if daytime.hour in water reminder current time dot minute, so we can we are using variable, right? So we can write in the first line underscore will the blank will be filled with daytime dot now, and in the second line if current time dot hour, and in the fifth line we are just calling some print statement, or print statement, I think, and then time dot sleep.
Okay. Correct. I would like to give this 20 points to Upender. Upender has 30 points and still Rathamanyu has 50 points. So the winner is Rathamanyu. Congratulations, Rathamanyu.
Thank you.
Now, a lot of people like Milit, Suyesh, and Upender has participated. So I'm also going to give them a special gift. So just those people who I took name, I'm going to send you a special file. Just read it, and also the winner. Just give me 1 second. Just give me 1 second. I will stop my screen share. And the names I'm going to take, I'm going to send you a special different Google link. Sorry, yeah, Google Drive link. Just go on there and read the document, and I'm going to give them a shout out on my Instagram. And Rathamani, I'm going to give you another different file, and I'm going to give you a shout out on my YouTube too. Just give me 1 second.
Thank you.
I hope everyone who else who have came have got their gifts back too. Prathmanyu, I have sent you the file. Can you see?
Is it titled gift bag for winners?
Yes.
Then I can see it.
Right.
Thank you.
Right. Milit has left the meeting. Okay. Upender, I'm sending you also. Just give me 1 second. Upender, I have sent you.
Some Google Drive link.
Right. You have received it.
It says I need to request for access.
Just request it. I will approve it.
Yeah, done.
Okay. So there you go. Suyas and Millet has left the meeting, so I will not be able to provide them anything. But thank you everyone for attending my session. I hope you learned something new, and I also hope you are going to create your project. And please tag me on explore the fun on Instagram. The best project will be also awarded with a shout out and a shout out on my Instagram and YouTube, and I will also be giving them special gift. So thank you so much for attending my session.
Thank you.
Thank you.